It's countdown, Shell.
Countdown in 5, 4, 3,
Hey,
2,
everybody.
1. Hey,
It's Bonita and Michelle.
hey, how's
It's
it going,
Bonita and Michelle.
everybody?
And guys, this is our first podcast of Harmony and Hustle with Bonita and Michelle.
Michelle.
And more, of course, she's Michelle. She's my best friend, guys. And she's in California, and I'm in
Yes,
Ohio.
sir.
And yes, we are MK girls also. So, so that's pretty awesome. So, guys, we call this show Unscripted for a reason because there is no telling what topics we may come up with at all. So, Shell, I know that we were supposed to do this whole wedding tribute for you today, where you're
Yes,
supposed to be marrying yourself
yes,
and your
yes,
new
yes.
life.
I said yes, y'all. I
Did you say
am
yes?
May. I said yes. I said yes.
Oh my God, you said yes. Do you
Yes.
have the ring ready?
I do, but I gotta go grab it for you all. I had to do some rearranging here in my office space and setting up my new desk. So I'm gonna go grab it. I'll be right back. Unscripted
Okay,
and live,
go
remember?
grab it, girl. That's right, very unscripted and live, girl. And I like that living room. Maybe I need one like that. That piano would look good in my house, even though I have
Is
no
that
place to put it.
right? Is that y'all called the grand piano? I always wanted one of those,
I think that's
even
a
though
grand piano, but I kind of like the fireplace. Like that cabinet back there in that fireplace.
I
It
do
looks
like
on
the
point.
fireplace.
I do.
So,
You
so
know.
I am back and here is my wedding ring. What
And
do you think?
so are
Let me
you
flip
gonna
it.
say vows to yourself? Are you gonna do what is it? Affirmation, to
If
your new life.
yes, I
What kind
want
of
to do
promises are you gonna make?
just mostly to stay positive and continue moving forward. We all get stuck in the highs and lows of day to day life, no matter what you have going on. And I mean, this just symbolizes, my commitment to my own self care. I'm a mom, a late, blooming mom, but, it's just we always come last when it comes to like things for
You
ourselves
gotta
from
have that.
grocery.
You gotta have that bounce back, Shell.
I have to have
And
what?
it's mental bounce
Yes.
back.
Yes, definitely.
It's like we all go through life. Like I went through my divorce in 2005.
Hmm.
And I was after 15 years. I had been married 15 years. And so it was like my whole life, that 15 years, I had been a mom and a wife. I didn't even know who I was.
Hmm.
I didn't even know what I liked to watch on TV. I didn't know
Hmm.
what kind of foods I liked. Because
Hmm.
think about it. We buy food because the kids like this food. The kids want
Exactly.
McDonald's. The kids want to eat this. The husband wants to eat this. You know, we watch things on TV that everybody else wants to watch.
Hmm.
So here I was, I found myself at the grocery store going, I don't even like that. I don't want that. What do
Right.
I
But
like?
but it's in
Hmm.
your shopping cart though. It's still in your shopping cart. And then you get home and you're like, oh, I bought all these groceries, but it's like, well, what? There's nothing here that I like, or there's nothing to eat when it's all for
Absolutely
them.
nothing that I like.
Mhm.
Oh, I remember when I went through this stage, like when I moved, when TJ went off to college and I became a empty nester, right?
Mhm.
And I remember going, I'm never cooking again. So I went to the grocery store and I bought all of these frozen foods. I was like, I got all of these meals that's already cooked. I was like, I got Marie Callender. This chick's supposed to be able to cook real good. I got all of these Cajun meals. I'm all good. After 3 days, I was so burnt out. I was like,
Oh
this is
boy.
not food. And I had a freezer full of food, of frozen food. I was like, I don't want none of this stuff anymore.
Yeah,
But
definitely
I mean,
not.
it's crazy because you have to readjust your whole life,
Hmm. And
and
that's what
it's
I'm
like
finding
your
out
whole
now.
environment.
Yeah, that's why I mean, I picked out my, engagement ring, or you want to call it wedding ring, to myself. So it's opal, which is the birthstone for October, which was last month. And I mean, I have small hands, so I felt like it was the right size, and symbolizes, like, what is that called? The engagement band. So, and then, I just like I don't know what cut. I'm not good with rings, but I like the cut and I feel like it's dainty. So I feel like this is a me ring, and, I chose to wear it here. So it's just a reminder, a constant reminder, because I mean, it's been out of the last, I would say, 10 plus years, I was in the relationships, and it's just been, gosh, almost a year where the relationship no longer served me. But like you're saying, I was disconnected from my own self for many years and I didn't even know it. Things were just flying by. I was autopilot. And then came, my son, who obviously was baking in the oven for 9 months, gave birth, suffered more postpartum than I actually thought I ever had. I just thought it was baby blues, and then was diagnosed with perinatal mood disorder. And it just kept snowballing from there. And I felt like I was in this mental trap, and I didn't know how to be anyone else besides Xavier's mom. I didn't know how to be a daughter, didn't know how to be a friend, didn't know how to be a wife. And so now I am in this whole new self discovery mode, which really officially started about last year, I would say, maybe the summer of last year. And it was just a lot of self-help to learn how to be, honestly, just how to be, and how to learn how to breathe my own breath again.
And another thing that a lot of us don't do, and I'm glad that I finally did it, was go to therapy.
Hmm.
I used to say, nobody's going to understand me. Why am I going to talk to somebody about something that they don't know anything about? They'll never understand my illnesses. They've never experienced it. They don't understand my life. I'm not doing it. And so I was refusing to do it. But when COVID hit and I ended up actually being in the house by myself, I was like, maybe I do need to do therapy. And
Hmm.
I did therapy for a year. And, and at first, when Callie first started talking to me, I looked at Callie, I goes, she's young, she not married, she don't have no kids, she not sick. How is she gonna help me or understand what I'm going through? And I really underestimated herself. I underestimated her so much. Every week it was, okay, so what was this week like for you? How do you feel? And then her other question that used to get me all the time when I would say something and she would go, so how did that make you feel? And then you really have to sit there and think about it. Like, how did
Right.
that make me feel?
More of those prompting questions, and I still have yet to, I feel, understand it as well. Because I am in therapy, have been for probably over a year and a half now. And of course, the key thing is to find the right therapist who can help you and understand you. So, I mean, they're like really like shoes. I mean, it's not always the right fit, even though it might be a size 6 or whatnot. Same thing with the therapist. I mean, I'm sure they're like, a really great person, but if you're not connecting with your therapist, then obviously it's not the right fit. And, you still have to go and, find that fit for your needs and what you need
I
help
think
with.
the whole thing is what are you getting out of. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's like after a session, after the session, does it make you think? Does it make you feel? Does it
Mhm.
make you like think about what you've been through, what you're gonna change, what you want to do different? And like what my
Mhm.
therapist used to do, she used to she used to give me homework. And at the time, I was in this situationship, and we talked about it a lot, but also I had just lost my older sister. She had died. I was dealing
Mhm.
with feelings of growing up and the relationship with me and my mom and how I felt about that. So, and then I had moved to a state in a city where I had no family and no friends. And it was a lot. It was a lot going on in my head. So she started making me write things down. And when I started seeing things in black and white, you know, with the homework that she was giving me, I was like, okay, maybe this therapy thing is working.
Mhm.
But I think people just look at therapy as a negative thing.
Mhm.
And, like, why I'm going to talk to somebody. They can help me.
Yeah. No, it does help. I
You
mean,
know,
if it wasn't for therapy, I don't feel like I would have, I guess you could say, like GPS coordinates to know where it is that I'm trying to go. And for the longest time, I've been lost on where I wanted to go and what I wanted to do and what my purpose is other than being Xavier's mom and to find something for me to do for me, not for anybody else. So, I mean, there's been so
was
many
I think
different seasons.
with me being a mom, with Seiki, TJ, and Tracy, right? Like the girls are 36. TJ is 29, and everything that had pushed me, especially when I got sick back in 2000 and knocking on death's door and thinking every year after I got out the hospital that I was going to die, my kids became what I was living for. They were my reason, they were my why of why I was
Mhm.
living. And it was like when that happened, like TJ was only 6 years old, and Seiki was like 13. And then when I guess Seiki was like 16, Tracy came into our life. So now I ended up with two daughters and a son. And all I could think of is I have to be a positive role model for my kids.
Mhm.
I have to show my kids that if you get knocked down, you can get back up.
Mhm.
You know, that the world is not nice, but in a mean world we can still survive.
Mhm.
That we have to work hard. Nothing's going to
Mhm.
be given to us on a silver platter. We don't have silver spoons in our mouth. We're not rich. You know, it's like we got to go work for what we want,
Mhm.
you know. And, but my whole thing was because I was so afraid of dying again and leaving my kids, I felt like I had to teach them to be independent.
Mhm.
And that's where me and my mom bumped heads because my mom was like, TJ's only 6. What do you mean you're teaching him to wash clothes? And I go, Mom, these people gave me 3 weeks to live. I need to make sure that my kids are okay. Their dad is fine, but I need to make sure that my kids are okay. I want them to be able to cook and feed themselves and take care of themselves. I need them to be self sufficient.
Mhm.
I was like, and as long as I'm living, my kids will be my number one.
Mhm.
And so living like that for so long that even though now they're grown, my kids are still my heart. Austin kind of pushed them over a little bit, but because you gotta love the grandbaby. You gotta love on the grandbaby, but
Of course.
the kids become your reason why,
Mhm.
and you kind of forget who you are because you're
Mhm.
so busy making sure that they have everything that they need,
Mhm.
you know? And
Yep.
it's like that's the part of being a single parent.
Mhm.
Failure is not an option when you're a single parent.
No, not at all. So that's why I'm
You know,
really striving to come out of this whole hibernation, or I always attribute it to like being in a coma and not being fully awake and disassociated and just learning things about myself that I never knew I kind of had, or I never knew that there was a name for some of the experiences I was having. And then to, finally, I guess you could say identify with it, or just self-awareness and being like, "Oh, so that's what that was this whole time." And I'm just having all
yeah,
these,
because
eye-opening
it's like we
moments.
talk about this all the time, Shell. It was like,
Mhm.
we had people telling us it's just you.
Mhm.
You're the one with the problem. It's just you.
Yeah.
No matter how hard we were trying, no matter the good that we thought we were doing, they made us feel like we were the problem.
Mhm.
We were playing the victim,
Mhm.
and we didn't even understand what a narcissist was. We had never heard of the word. We didn't know what
Mhm.
the term, and it was like, okay, don't know what that is, you know. But after stepping out the picture, and then you turn around and it's like watching a TV show,
Mhm.
and you go, was that really my life?
Right. It's like, how did I let that happen?
It's like
I mean, it's
everybody else sees it, but you don't see it. When you're in the
right.
middle of it, you don't see it.
Mhm. Mhm. And then once you see it,
And you
you
even get
can't
angry
unsee
at
it.
the people who yeah, you even get angry at the people that's trying to tell you about it.
Yeah. Because then you pop an attitude right away and you're like, well, I'm just trying to live my life. And you don't see anything wrong with it while you're in it. Or you're trying to,
It's only
do what you need
afterwards.
to do.
You just do what you have to do.
Yeah. You
You
just do what
know,
you have to do. And you hold on to, at least, in my experience, you hold on to the hope and, what you're trying to build, in your unit or circumstance or whatever it is that you're in at the moment. I mean, it stems from family relationships to friendships to working relationships to romantic relationships to marriages. I mean, it's all across the
yeah.
board, really. I mean, I can only speak from my own experiences, but like just it's just crazy and it's mind-blowing to me where you see how just like all of these different situations, like they all interweave together and they all, affect one another in some way, shape, or form. And then it's just like, I don't know, like the mind is it's crazy. So,
Well,
but
what's really crazy is like when you and I met.
mhm,
We met in 2006. I had just got divorced in 2005, and I had moved from Houston out to LA.
mhm,
And I was trying to start a whole new life. I had just ended an abusive relationship. It was horrible, but we're not going to talk about that. But it was like we met with me coming into the music industry
mhm,
and me working with Doors of the Underground and me
mhm.
being around DJ Quest and Polly Rob. And they were like, well, P, you need a publicist. And I met you.
Mhm.
And it was like, you were like, well, we can't go home on the same day.
No,
And we were
no,
out there, you
yeah,
know. We were everything
Networking,
from
making the
reggae to
connections.
making the connections, everything from hip
Hmm.
hop to reggae, and we were out at events and we were at day parties and night parties. I had a full time
Internet radio.
job.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we were doing a
Yeah.
lot, you
Hmm.
know, and it was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Not, and it was like, I never forget when we were at this nightclub and T-Pain was there, and you look over and you go, T-Pain's here. And I was like, oh, go get him. I want to talk to him. And you walk over and you say, hey, my boss, Adorable P, would like to talk to you. She's the VP of Lord Gang Worldwide. And he actually came with you.
Those
We
were
used to
fun
hang out with
times.
we used to hang out with Redman and Method Man
Hmm.
and Money B, and oh, it was just so much fun,
Yeah,
you
it was a
know.
lot of good
And
times.
I'm just glad that not only were you my publicist, you became my best friend,
Hmm.
you know. Because I ended up moving away and moving to Jersey in 2008. And even though I moved away, we didn't change. We didn't
Yeah.
part. Our lives changed. You got
Hmm.
married and I went on with life. And then I left New Jersey, and I moved back to Houston. And I went from Houston to Michigan, from Michigan to North
That's right.
Carolina to here.
Hmm.
But the whole time, our connection never got lost,
Right.
you know. And it was like we pushed each other, we talked each other through things, we cried together, we laughed together, and it's a real friendship,
Yeah.
and my mom used to always say friends don't have to live in the same city, they don't have to live in the same room, in the same house. Real
Hmm.
friends will be your real friends no matter where you live.
And no matter
If
how
they
much,
your
right. Yeah. And no matter how much time has passed, or distance, or miles, or states between us, I mean, we did always talk on a regular basis after you kept, not, I don't want to say this in a bad way, but after, as far as, relocating from the different states to different jobs, different fields of work, in and out of the music industry. I mean, I think you were in it a lot longer than myself, just due to life changes, which was to be expected, but it was never anything, like any ill will or anything like that. But it's just that we've always just picked up where we left off. Like it was just yesterday that we were doing whatever we were doing, or getting ready to do the next thing or the next venture, or what can we do now, or so,
and then
and
and
here
then
we
it's
are
like
today.
now, here we are today, and it's like what's really fun and exciting about today is back in September, I
Hmm.
decided to take the plunge and start a new opportunity and a new business in Mary Kay. And in Mary Kay, I found something that it was a feeling that I hadn't had since I started in the music industry. I felt this fire and this desire, and
Hmm.
it was like, wow, and I was like, Shell, we should do this again, you know.
Yeah.
So now here we are, we're doing it again, but we're doing it as Mary Kay girls with our own
Yeah.
Mary Kay business,
Hmm.
you know, and we're venturing out and we're seeing where it's gonna take us, and we're doing it together again,
Hmm.
and we're building teams. We're out here talking to people. We're networking again, you
Hmm.
know, coming from an
Doing life
international
together.
networking.
Yeah.
Thank you, do it all.
What was that?
you
Say
know,
it again.
like thank you, do it all, and Lords of the
Oh,
Underground.
yeah, right.
If it wasn't for him, it would be no us.
Right.
You know,
That's true.
so guys, we're not gonna keep you long. We're gonna do short segments like this, and we're gonna come on once a week. on Saturdays. And like I say, it's unscripted,
Yes.
but one of the things that we want to do is, guys, we're going to start bringing to you women out here doing it on that
Mhm.
hustle and trying to chill with harmony, you know.
Yes.
And we're gonna show you and introduce you to these women. And guys, we might let you show up every once in a while, but we need things of our own. Women need things for
Yes.
women. Men got things everywhere.
Mhm.
And we got some
Yeah.
women out there killing it in the
Yes,
game.
yes, yes.
They got their
Strong,
hustle
independent
on
women.
because strong, independent women. And guys, don't get mad. Some guys get mad when women say we're strong and independent, but and they get mad, they get upset when I say men have forced us to be the women that we are. But it's a true statement.
Hmm.
You know, we become stronger with the situations in life that we deal with.
Hmm.
It's like we can't break. You know, we might cry in the dark, but believe me, we're going to come outside with a smile.
Hmm.
So that's what harmony and hustle is going to be about. That's what we're going to do here. We're going to uplift other women that are in business for themselves, that's got opportunities they want to share, that they want to talk about life. They want to talk about things they've gone through in their life. They want to tell you how they survived, you know. And so stay tuned for a
Yes, it's all
row of Get Money Girls.
right. And it's all about building a community with the ladies that are on their hustle and, just hold different jobs, especially when you're a single mom. I mean, gosh, I never thought I would be, but, here I am doing it. And it's all attributed to my family, your support system, your therapist, your friends, your colleagues. I mean, gosh, I have no
It
words
is.
sometimes.
It's
When you
hard.
truly, yeah, when you truly find that community, to support you, that's that's what, life is all about. And, of course, my
You
why is
know,
my son.
yeah, and it's like since we came into Mary Kay, we have two strong things that are awesome. We have a national named Kristen Sharp, and she keeps our national area together. She's awesome. We have a director who has a unit called Dream Believers, and her name is Kim. And guys, we're gonna bring Kim on here with us, and you're gonna understand why we're so excited. You can only get excited when you hear Kim. Kim is so excited. It's look like 24/7. I don't think she ever comes off that cloud. If she does, it's gonna be amazing.
Her
You
energy
know,
is
but
contagious.
it's positive. It's
Hmm.
contagious. The women on our team are go getters. They're awesome. But what I like is that they're real. They're real
Yes.
women living life every day. And we actually talk to each other about it. We're open, we're honest, and we're vulnerable with each other.
Hmm.
We tell our why story. You know, we tell who we are, why we're doing what we're doing, what's motivating us to do what we're doing. We celebrate each other's wins. We talk about our losses. We talk about what we're going to do different. And we all in it together. It's a
Hmm.
community that I love.
Hmm.
It really, it's like our own little sorority all
Yes.
by itself, you know.
And I am
So,
blessed to do the Mary Kay opportunity and just to do life with you again on a day-to-day basis, no matter how many states are in between us, Miss Adorable P. You have
Oh,
brought me
definitely.
along so many years, and gosh, when I look back and keep talking about it, if I start talking, I'm just in these stages in life right now where I have been numb for so long, and all these suppressed feelings are all here and they're somewhat bubbling, but most of the time I'm just bam, tunnel vision, and I'm like, you got to do what you got to do, and that's it, regardless of emotion or not, no matter how you're feeling. But when
Yeah, I
I,
know it
you know,
is. It,
yeah,
it's like feeling and emotions become overwhelming sometimes,
mhm,
but that's just the way it is. And so it's like this show, this podcast, for us was something very special,
yeah,
that it was like, we got to do this, Shell. When you
right.
brought the idea to me and you told me what you wanted to do, I was like, okay, you got the idea, you got the concept. Girl, I got us. I got the technical part.
Yes,
I know
yes,
how to
yes.
set this up. Let's do
Right, and
this.
that's why I was like, let's
So
co-host and let's, be co-producers and let's do this and build on top of, our regular day-to-day, our businesses, our, community and our sisterhood, and, we're on it. So I'm excited to
and
see
so,
what comes about.
what we want to see, what we want, guys, if we got women out there crushing it and doing it, send us a message at
Yes,
harmony and hustle live at gmail.com
yes,
and
yes,
tell us
yes.
what you're doing so we can talk to you and you can become a host on our show, and we can advertise what you're doing. We can cross promote and tell people about what things you got going on in your life, and let's do it. So we will
And
see
don't
you
forget to,
next Saturday.
yes.
Oh, wait a minute, maybe not next Saturday, because remember I'll be in Atlanta next Saturday,
Okay.
so we might have to do a Sunday. So we can do next Sunday at 4 o'clock. I'll be back from Atlanta, and I'll really be fired up and motivated because I'll be with Kim and Kristen them all weekend. So
I can't wait to hear
I'll
the
be coming
story.
back with more great ideas.
But
Oh,
don't
oh,
forget to
always,
subscribe.
always.
Don't forget to
So we'll
subscribe
see
to
you
our
guys
YouTube channel.
next Sunday.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to our
It's
YouTube channel.
Harmony and Hustle. Uh, it'll be coming up right now. It's streaming live on Be Serious with Bonita. We had to wait 24 hours to stream live on our channel, which I didn't think about that yesterday. I would have done our live setup yesterday. So that was my screw up on that part. But next week, we will be live on our YouTube channel, and we'll also be on our Facebook pages. So we'll be streaming this live on our Facebook and on YouTube. And if we find some other ones, like TikTok, we'll put it on TikTok too. So, stay tuned to Harmony and Hustle with Bonita and Michelle.
Michelle.
So, peace. See you guys
Bye,
later.
guys. See you later.